Rhythm is the recurrence of stressed and unstressed syllables at equal intervals similar to meter. So let's take a look at meter. Meter is, we have two types of meter. We have the syllable meter and we have the foot meter. The syllabic meter is where you're counting the number of syllables in each line. So you would take one line in the poem and count the number of syllables, and you'd get the syllable meter. The foot meter is counting the number of feet. But I'll tell you this, the foot meter is always half of the syllable meter. So if the syllable meter of a poem is 10, the foot meter is 5. If the syllable meter is 8, the foot meter is 4. So let's see if we can figure out the syllable meter and foot meter of this stanza. So what we do is we have to count the number of syllables in each line. So let's take the first line. Now you can count on your hands if it helps, but you have to count the syllables. So, whose woods these are, I think I know. You should have gotten 8 syllables. How about the second line? His house is in the village though. 8 syllables again. The third line, he will not see me stopping here. 8. To watch his woods fill up with snow. 8. So if I were to ask you what is the syllable meter of this stanza, you would say 8. Or you can say 8, 8, 8, 8, because sometimes each line will have a different number. So if that's the case, you would write them out, 8, 6, 8, 5, whatever they are. Or if they're the same, you can just write it once and say 8. Don't add them up, just list them for each line. Now that's the syllable meter, so what is the foot meter? The foot meter is always half, so the foot meter would be 4. Now, there's another way to do this. Besides counting the syllables, you can use unstressed and stressed syllables over each syllable. So let's take a look at this bottom line. To swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells. What you would do is write unstressed, stressed over each word. Let's see if we can do that. To swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells. Okay, so we wrote unstressed, stressed over each of the syllables. So what you can do is count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 syllables. Now, to get the foot meter, and unstressed and stressed together would be 1 foot. So this together, this first U and I, well, lines, would be 1 foot. The second would be a second foot. The third set would be 3. The fourth would be 4. And then the last, unstressed, stressed, would be 5. So that's how you get the foot. Or you can just do half of the syllable, which is easier. Now, the most famous of all meters is called iambic pentameter. And what that means is there are 10 syllables in the line, meaning there are 5 feet. 5, which is pentameter, 5 feet in the line. Now, iambic pentameter is the most famous because Shakespeare wrote the majority of his plays using iambic pentameter. So that's the one you need to know.